Hull City are preparing to have a fire sale as their pre-season tour in Turkey gets underway. Hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today we're going through the latest articles out from Hull City, all the news surrounding over the weekend, including the fact that Hull City are preparing to sell at least 7 more players this summer as interest mounts for them, along with we're going through the entire squad that's gone out to Turkey ahead of the pre-season tour over there, plus so much more surrounding Hull City. Let's get right into it. First of all, a behind closed doors friendly, yet another one, this time at Cottingham yet again, but against Grimsby Town, and we won 1-0, a bit of a contrast to last summer where we couldn't buy a win during pre-season. It wasn't actually until a couple of weeks into the season where Hull City grabbed their first ever win under Tim Volter, and of course their first win since many months back, but we have grabbed our first win, albeit not an official one, under Sergei Yakirovich. A 1-0 win over Grimsby Town due to a Tyrell Sellers-Fleming goal. Who, of course, he has now scored Hull City's first goal of pre-season. Seems to always be the case, especially in the past few years, where only Hull City's goals have come in pre-season through some of the academy strikers, and then they haven't really sort of featured in the City squad. But I mean, under the current circumstances, Tyrell Sellers-Fleming could have a big role to play this upcoming season for Hull City. In addition with this pre-season friendly, of course, Hull City once again in last season's kit, this time in the third kit, the full Amber affair. Semir Jai was also playing in this one after he's, I believe, first sort of full week in training for Hull City. Along with, I believe, in goal, we had our new goalkeeper in there. His name is blanking me, Dylan Phillips, there we go. And also some other notable names: Gustavo Puerta, Alfie Jones, Abu Kamara, Sean McLaughlin, Cody Drama, Stephen Alzate, plus a few different academy lads like Zane Myers and stuff were in and amongst it. Presumably the same format as they did last weekend, half game, sort of switch the teams over. But it's very interesting to see some of the players that were playing and some of the players that have gone out to Turkey, considering the latest sort of reports coming out from Hull City stating that they are maybe getting ready to have a fire sale, although there is apparently no financial worries at Hull City, according to claims by Adrian and his sort of fan letter last week. There is certainly still some worries behind the scenes in the fact that all the money coming out of his account to pay into Hull City is leaving him in debt. Ultimately, club should be in debt. So there's a lot of financial worries going on. Hull City preparing to do a fire sale, and what I can sort of see is maybe a fire sale. It's unlikely that all of these 7 transfers will actually be pulled off, but some of them could possibly be doing. But it's Hull City are also owed money as well. So before we go into the list of players, Hull City are owed money. It's a rare, shocking turn of events by Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, we know Sheffield Wednesday's troubles at the moment. I mean, they're in a worse situation than we are, if you can imagine it. But they do owe Hull City a 5-figure fee still for the transfer of Malik Wilks. Of course, Malik Wilks no longer at Sheffield Wednesday. I believe he's over in the Turkish second division. But Sheffield Wednesday still do owe Hull City a 5-figure fee reportedly for that transfer of Malik Wilks. So who knows if we will if we will ever get that. So let's go into some of the players that could possibly be moving away for Hull City as they try and gain money back into this club that's rapidly losing money. So it's coming out through from James Smiles over at Hull Live. So Hull City defender Alfie Jones is attracting some serious interest from a championship rival club. Vice captain potentially about to end his 5-year stay at the MKM Stadium. Of course, this is Middlesbrough on about. Maybe you've seen the reports over the weekend. Middlesbrough have informed City of their interest in Alfie Jones, and talks are around apparently £2 million for the player. Alfie Jones hasn't said anything about sort of making the switch away, and doesn't want to, hasn't sort of made a desire to leave the club full stop, but it's understood that City are unlikely to turn down an offer in that region for a centre-back if personal terms can be agreed between both parties. So that's one to keep a note on. In a minute we'll go through some of the players that have gone out to Turkey, and Alfie Jones' name is down, so it's very interesting. Of course, we've had the departures so far this summer of Xavier Simons, Marvin Malem, Andy Smith and Anthony Rascioppi. All of them departed. But there is possibly some more departures still to come. Of course, Gustavo Puerta, not officially a Hull City player on the permanent side yet. Of course, that's a whole weird situation due to the embargoes and the fee restrictions currently ongoing. Steven Alzate has also been linked with a move away to reportedly Sheffield United, seeming to be the front runners at the moment. We've talked about Abu Kamara maybe going over to Rangers or even back to Portsmouth. Cody Drama is linked with Charlton Athletic, and Abdush Ömer is linked with Turkish side Antalyaspor. As well as that, Sean McLaughlin, well, he's apparently still on Blackburn's radar. We talked about this last summer. Blackburn were interested in getting Sean McLaughlin, never sort of materialised, but they still seem to be quite interested in him. Of course, that would leave Hull City with only 3 centre-halves, or 3 senior centre-halves, in John Egan, Charlie Hughes, and new signing Semir Jai. So it's a very interesting one if both Sean McLaughlin and Alfie Jones were to leave. It doesn't seem to be the case at the moment. The only one that I can sort of see a bullet nailed in would be for Alfie Jones, of course, because Hull City are pretty much sort of saying, if you're getting $2 million for him, we're not going to turn it down, which I'd certainly look at it. It's not like Alfie Jones is going to be the star centre-half as he has been the past few seasons for Hull City. Of course, John Egan's and Charlie Hughes will probably be the starting centre-halves. He can make as a case for being a third choice, but would he want to be a third choice? Probably not. Of course, he said openly that he's not looking to leave the club at the moment, but whether that will change, who knows. But we'll keep you updated on all of that as Hull City try and increase their cash flow. So Hull City's squad gone out to Turkey. Well, we'll run through it. So 3-4 goalkeepers: Ivo Panda, Harvey Cartwright, Dillon Phillips and Callum Yam, of course, with the academy. As well as that, Louis Coyle, Cody Drama, Charlie Hughes, Alfie Jones, of course, linked with a move away. And I think everyone that's been linked with a move away has actually gone with them to Turkey, funny enough, trying to get that last minute of Turkish sum. John Egan, Semir Jai, Cathal McCarthy, of course, a brand new signing, well, not brand new, but signing with the academy back on February 1st. I believe he officially signed with them. So it's an interesting one. Stan Ashby, another academy player. Sean McLaughlin, Ryan Giles, James Furlong, nice team, James Furlong. Ed Devine, of course, a academy lad in himself. Stephen Alzate linked with a move away. Interesting one in John Joe Shelby, of course, he's currently listed as a trialist for Hull City. Of course, he's had the past 2 weeks pre-season in Cottingham, played in both, or certainly one, maybe both of the behind closed doors friendlies, and he's going out back to Turkey for him. Of course, he has had a few spells in Turkey in his career, so he's still with the squad, not officially signed yet. Matt Crooks, Regan Slater, Gustavo Puerta, Casey Palmer, Nathan Tinsdale, of course, with the academy, Abu Kamara, another one in Reda Laleao. Of course, we've reported on him signing with Hull City, but the signing hasn't officially gone through because it's a permanent one under the fee restriction, all that sort of stuff, but he's still with the squad. He's gone on the flight out there, so he's still training with the squad. Hopefully that this appeal will get brushed away. We'll talk about the appeal in a little moment. Elliot Matazo, Harry Vaughan, Zane Myers, Farrell Brown, of course, 2 of them, I can include Harry Vaughan as an academy lad as well, but Zane Myers and Farrell Brown, both key academy lads. Mason Burso, Tyrell Salas Fleming, of course, we've talked about, Kyle Joseph, Liam Miller, and Mohamed Belloumi. So they arrived there yesterday, I believe, in Rivia, however you pronounce it. And their first full training day will be today, well, this evening, actually. And they're going to have a Tuesday night game, so tomorrow night we'll be having a game against Istanbulspor in Riva. At the headquarters of the Turkish FA. Of course, we'll report that and break that all down, most likely in an upcoming video, of course, once the game has happened. So, what is the latest on the appeal process for Hull City? Well, it's going to take a little bit of time. It seems like Hull City are expecting a sort of the decision this week. Of course, the EFL are busy. They've got to deal with us. And also Sheffield Wednesday, probably a few of the squads that are pestering them about sort of our dealings and Sheffield Wednesday's dealings. But the appeal process is expected to end this week. And we will find out what the sort of the case is with the 3-window transfer fee ban, whether the appeal is successful or not. And then Adrian Ilajali is expected to hold a press conference following the results of the appeal process. So whether it's positive, whether it's negative, Adrian Ilajali will most likely hold a press conference depending on the result. So hopefully he does come out with some positive news to report, but it's very up in the air at the moment, and we won't really know until it's all set in stone and released by the EFL, not the FA. So that's pretty much all. I'll say a bit of a congratulations to, of course, former Hull City trialist transfer. Getting my words mixed up here. Hull City loan player in Liam Delap. Of course, Liam Delap's just won the club. Is it the FIFA Club World Cup, whatever it is, with Chelsea. So congratulations to former Tiger Liam Delap on the honours. So that's all of the Hull City news over the weekend. Of course, to keep up to date on everything Hull City, you want to stay tuned here on the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel by liking and subscribing, as I keep up to date on everything Hull City. Transfer news, behind the scenes, who's not getting paid, who is getting paid, and all sorts of stuff like that. So stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the video tomorrow, where we'll probably be detailing more positive news about Hull City. We'll wait and see. See you in the next one. Up the Tigers.